Hello, this is Dr. Roger Elmer, Advanced Neurospinal Solutions. The last video was a little long. This one will be quite a bit shorter. We're going to discuss the three major kinds, just briefly, three major kinds of degenerative disease. We talked about the difference between degeneration and basic degeneration and degenerative disease as internal chemical processes that are going on. We can have we discussed the protein folding concept, and protein folding we're gonna get into individually with some of the different folding that happens with alpha-synuclear proteins, the creation of Lewy bodies and tauopathies, tau proteins, and that we'll just be discussing those in brief. Hopefully we can break it down so that it's understandable for humans, for human consumption. But when we look at the types of degenerative disease, we divide them up into three major categories: the dementias, the Parkinsonians, and the cerebellar degenerations. One of the things that is really important to understand is that early detection is the key, but also early detection tells us what we have. At the end, as they approach death, as the brain degenerates so far that it just won't do its functions anymore, they all look the same. And so what is it that allows us to know what's going on? It's what happened first. What was the sequence of events that as they took place in this story that is their degenerative process, the degenerative disease process. And so when we're looking at dementias versus Parkinsonians versus cerebellar issues, we're going to see three different kinds of issues. We're going to see things that happen cognitively first. What do I mean by that? Memory and other thought process systems are more dementia. Also, emotional systems are more dementia-like. So we're talking about things related to the frontotemporal area, the frontal lobes, and it will start to extend into other areas, and we'll get into that a little bit more clearly, especially as we divide this thing up into its different components. But it starts off there. That's where dementias start off. Where Parkinsonians starts more in the brainstem, and it affects more the movement system, but also the systems relating to autonomics, and that because it's brainstem. And so we start to lose some of those functions fairly quickly, and we'll talk about the progression of that. In dementias, we'll go over the progression of dementias, especially Alzheimer's, because it's the most prevalent. Like I said before, 70-80% of the brain degenerative disorders are in that category. And then the cerebellar degenerations, and that happens obviously in the cerebellum. We've talked a lot about cerebellum. It's like I say, 1%. Your brain is 1% of your mass and 25% of your metabolism, and the cerebellum is 10% of your brain, and it has half the neurons. So imagine what its metabolism is. The two most energy sucking systems in the brain itself are the hippocampus, which we're going to talk a lot about that when we get to dementias, the hippocampus and the cerebellum. So when the cerebellum starts to break down, we start to lose the functions in the cerebellum. We're going to talk about what those are. So the basic three degenerative disorders, and remember I said that those are diseases because of issues in misfolding and issues in chemistry inside, not the basic degeneration. But you have to know that basic brain degeneration is taking place on top of that because of all the other factors we talked about. Hopefully that makes things a little bit more clear, and we're going to talk about each one of those, and we're going to divide them up even further, and we'll talk a little bit about some of that chemistry and how it goes wrong. But we're going to be going into how do you do something for it. What are some of the things that we can do and what are the things that are done from a pharmaceutical point of view, and what are the things that are done from a natural point of view that can be very helpful, because we're not going to fix these problems. We're not going to fix them. Early detection allows us to significantly slow is probably a better term, severely slow the process so that that person has the best life all the way to the end. And that's my goal. The problem is the longer you wait, the more you progress, and it's very difficult. The farther you get, when you get to a Parkinson's or an Alzheimer's and a stage 6 or 7, there's really not much we can do. Maybe we can help you with your parent or whatever, or whoever it is, with maybe we can get them to make it to the bathroom, not only be able to ambulate or walk there, but also hopefully hold it until they get there. That's sometimes the best we can get. But truly, we're going to be doing that in an integrative approach where we're working together with the medications from the medical doctors, and from a natural point of view, and from a functional neurological point of view, where we're stimulating the system to get it to function optimally with whatever's left. This is Dr. Elmer, Advanced Neurospinal Solutions, and we're here when you're ready to take your life back. Thank you.